See. Okay. So, what would happen if you decide to tell this person, just you know, here I am, and I just want to be myself. How exactly would you feel about that? Hmm. I guess I feel like that would be maybe inauthentic. You know. Hmm. Why do you think that would be inauthentic? Because if when I talk to this person, I felt like sometimes I was blowing up myself or being more than what I was, and I felt like I was maybe just playing this character, and that when I get back into this, when I'm finally like committed into the relationship, it's almost like the mask will slip off. So, hmm. Do you think the mask is like a persona of some sort? Persona. What do you mean? Like like a character. Like sometimes we have these characters to help us kind of push us along, in terms of like surviving and stuff like that. So sometimes at work, the work you is going to be a certain way versus like the person, like if you're an uncle, you have a kid, you'll act a certain way as an uncle. So do you think this part of yourself is not like authentic and that maybe the boyfriend version of you is just going to be not true enough for it. So, you know, I mean, what do you think about that? Hmm. Maybe, maybe, but that's isn't that that's kind of like the problem, like the work part of me and the boyfriend relationship part of me. I mean, aren't they kind of the same? Yes and no. They are kind of the same, but they're like, how can I describe this? It's like a set of keys, like keys in your car. You have keys that'll go into one car, but you also have keys to your house, keys to your garage, keys to something else. They're all in the same ring, but they all serve different functions. And they're all from the same place. They're all from the same person. Hmm. So you're saying if I just apply myself and to accept those aspects of myself and to accept them as me, then I don't have to feel like that relationship part of myself is ineffective. Yeah, exactly. That would actually be a good idea for you to at least come to that conclusion and to monitor that idea that all of you, all parts of yourself, are worth it. So maybe that will be a good idea is to practice self worth, but to incorporate all these aspects of yourself because it's not false. Everybody has a certain persona and place of themselves that they present to different aspects of people, to strangers, to family, to friends, to this, that, and the third. It's not being false. It's just being human, essentially. And some people, like extroverts, are very good at just uh, being extroverted, and some people who are introverts are good with just appropriating their persona from different people, and also just like being alone. Sometimes that's fine, but those nuances aren't always known by people, so they get counted as being dishonest and stuff. But it's not being dishonest. It's actually being yourself. Being a better form of yourself. Hmm. A better form of myself. Hmm. Never thought about that. Hmm. Now, when I say being a better form of yourself, I definitely don't mean be dishonest in certain instances, or if you're in danger, um, you. I think when it comes down to certain situations and circumstances, you have to play that part that is best for the role, best for the situation, and not everybody can appropriate themselves for a certain action. Sometimes people will remain one way until a different circumstance takes place. Some people, especially in the African American community, we call this code switching. So in informal settings, a person will be a certain way, like business, polite, all that stuff. Certain racial places, they might behave a certain way. Like if they're in a predominantly black area, they will speak with black assumptions, assumptive black thinking, and black colloquialisms, black slang and black terms and stuff like that. Especially if they were in that culture, and if they're in more other settings that was predominantly white, then they may, especially if they were born in that culture as well, they may adjust and articulate themselves in a way that's might be better for that. So you just most people, as far as I can understand, I don't think people notice that, but people do this. They'll do this stuff all the time. They will adjust who they are, and people say, "Oh, that's being fake." It's like some people can do this, and some people can be consistently themselves, but sometimes even that's not always like a healthy idea. Hmm. What do you mean by healthy? I mean when people tell you that they're just being honest or just being blind or whatever like that, and they're doing this in the name of integrity or maintaining the same persona that they would in different certain situations. Sometimes they may, in the name of integrity, or some people may say keeping it real or whatever you want to call it, they will say things that are inappropriate, but they're trying to be consistent. And the thing is, everybody, human beings aren't always consistent as they would like to be. So saying, yo, F this, blah, 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 in front of your friends will definitely not work in terms of your boss. But having that same mindset and attitude and stuff like that may not work with your boss. They may not actually work with being around your boss. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing, dog? Just oh yeah, F this, da 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 da. And maybe your boss might be okay with that, but maybe in other chances in a formal setting, that might be totally inappropriate. It might be totally inappropriate outside the country. You just don't know the context. So that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Okay. All right. I guess that makes sense. Well, I guess it was a good conversation, so I appreciate it. Oh, no problem. Yeah, just let me know what other things you'd like to talk about in the next session. So yeah, just let me know. I know you're going through stuff. Um, you're trying to figure things out in your life. Just take it one day at a time. Give yourself some mercy, some grace, and just be patient with yourself. You're only human. You won't always get things right. You just take your time. So it's all right. It's gonna be okay. You'll work these things out. All your other issues and stuff like that. So thanks, Zach. I appreciate it. So all right. Thank you. I appreciate. Oh yeah, no problem.